Ross, will Corey Enright have a succession plan here at St Kilda? Will he be the next coach after you?
Gee, that's a strong opener, isn't it? Yeah. I know, where does that come from? No, I saw the headline. They share what's going on. Look, I'm really here to talk about the game. Like, certainly elevated Corey to senior assistant. We work really closely together. He can have it today if he likes. Like, I don't really want to go over to Perth, but no. In all seriousness, yeah, we've got some really high-end assistants. Like what we're building here, on and off the field, we'd like to get an alignment and continue it on in perpetuity, really, and ultimately end up the best Saints ever. So if Corey's a part of that, that'd be great. I just got to stay in the present and keep working. We've got a real philosophy. We want to develop all our people. Serious football clubs develop their people, PD, and all of our assistants are required to do it. Corey went to Harvard last year, the Authentic Leadership course, which, like, I've done a number of senior coaches. So we'll just continue to grow him, and there's nothing anywhere in writing or any agreement. But you know, there's Robert Harvey's coach senior football, Brendan Bolton. So we've got a really experienced panel. But clearly, I've got less summers in front of me than I've seen, right? So probably applies to my football coaching as well.
Do you think, Ross, do you think it's likely you will try to have a succession plan if Corey's that guy that you want to have?
Look, it's above my station in life at the club. It's certainly not something that's present or front of mind, but obviously in contract negotiations, players want to know where I'm at, and you know, like, which is nice, right? And then the club extended me for a year, and then a part of that is what stability, if you don't go on, will there be? And we just think we've got people that can step into it at the right time, if that's appropriate, and it's an executive and board decision ultimately, you know, and there'll be a process run. There's no mandate anywhere. But theoretically, it's a nice theory. We like it.
On Saturday night, you said you'd asked a question about a couple of those early free kicks to the AFL. How clear?
Yeah, we had. It was great. Steve McBurney was in yesterday. Lee Fisher. We'd had a bank of work questions built up, and they were in yesterday because the umpire contact's obviously a very serious issue. It's very difficult in there. So, and the debate around there is where the umpires exit out of centre square bounce, which way, and if you're coming out where the ball drops, maybe that needs to change. But I think that's a work in progress. We spoke about the holding, what that looks like, and they went through and they gave us clarity. You know, even the out of bounds where Sinclair was getting tackled. You know, there's just those nuances. So if there's someone standing out there and the kick goes out there and they miss, well, it's not insufficient intent. But if they kick it the same direction, but someone has to run there but doesn't touch it, well, so there's a nuance in the game. So it's great to be able to go through that.
Marcus is obviously so good at what he does. How clear is he?
Sorry, mate, can you want to come around a little bit? I've got a sore neck. Yeah.
Marcus is obviously so good at what he does. How clear is
Who?
the feedback? Marcus Windhager's so good at what he does with the tag. How clear is he on that feedback in terms of what he can and cannot do?
Well, there wasn't anything for Marcus. Like, I don't know. How did his appeal go on the hit? What's that mean? Overturned. Were you appealing it? Okay, it's set a high standard for contact, hasn't it? It's really interesting. Like, you know, so that's interesting itself. There's going to be a lot of fines in the AFL. No, Marcus was within the rules. It's just like, I think the umpires try to stamp stuff early. There's a lot of noise. You know, like, Colin would come and support it, and that's fine. And Marcus was just physically grabbed and dragged off, and you know, so you get some clarity. I'll put your hands in the air so it's easier to see that you're being tackled without the ball in a stoppage. So, we got some clarity.
So, Ross, will Marcus use the same tactics used against Nick on, say, Caleb?
Just to be clear, what are the tactics? I don't quite understand.
Well, like his checking, tagging tactics.
No, sorry for going out and competing.
No, I'm not.
I thought you were allowed to compete at AFL. I never knew playing on someone was a tactic.
It's
manning up at a stoppage.
The manner of the way that he's doing it. I'm just
What's that?
I'm interested to know if he'll keep doing it.
Since Adam was a boy, right? People have played, and the great midfielders get tighter attention. That's just the way it is.
Will you tag either Caleb or Andy on Sunday afternoon, sorry?
Oh, maybe not.
They said, to paraphrase Caleb yesterday's presser, he said they're prepared for it and bring it on.
Oh, terrific. Well done, Caleb.
Well, what about for yourself then? It's the first time you're heading back to Perth to take on Fremantle. You've taken on your West Coast since you've returned to St Kilda Opera Stadium. Are you expecting a reaction from the Fremantle fans?
Not something I thought about, to be honest. It's a decade ago. That's a 10-year rebuild. It's almost a decade. It's part of my history. I'm proud of what we achieved there. Won a few top fours, a couple of prelims, grand final. I walk back in comfortably.
So has it crossed your mind at all leading into it?
Not at all, mate, to be honest. Like, I don't know. Luke Ball, who I love and respect, like, you live in the past, you're depressed, look in the future, you've got anxiety, stay in the present.
Do you enjoy going back to Perth?
Love it. Cottesloe, beach is beautiful weather, got a lot of good friends there. Yeah, it's a great period of my life, I loved it.
Last couple.
My kids loved it, fantastic.
How's Max going, Ross?
Max.
Max King.
I was thinking Duffy, right? Fremantle.
He's over in Kentucky.
Great kicker. Rosie Duffy's sister just got married. Congratulations, Rosie. Very good friend out of the Dockers. Yeah, what was that? Max King. We digress. Yeah, like he's recovering. He's at home. We're going all over the place here today. Yeah, so he's, no hand salutes from me. Max King. Yeah, he's recovering. Like, it's good we can, the human side's really important. So we feel like we've identified the problem, the meniscus repair. We think his knee's in good shape. Wish we had got to it earlier, but we didn't for a whole bunch of different reasons that I can't explain. But so we feel in the long term he'll be in really good shape. And as always, we put our support around him. Tony Brown is over there cooking him meals at the minute. So yeah, he's good.
He's had three surgeries this year. What sort of toll does that take on Max?
Well, it sort of sounds dramatic. I don't know, what's he had, an arthroscope exploration? 2 arthroscopes, is that it for the year? Yeah, so he's had 2 arthroscopes. The first one's just going, look, they didn't really find much, they just got rid of a bone spur. This one's just it's not insignificant, but it's not complex either. It's just helping the cartilage.
Ross, did you check out what happened with Carlton overnight with the graffiti at the club and how...
So start again?
There was some graffiti, I don't know if you saw it at Princess Park over the loss yesterday. How do you think Michael Voss is feeling at the moment over there with all the criticism he's facing at the moment? Yeah,
look, he's part of the brethren, right? The coaches. It's sort of a sport to try and bring coaches, right? It's the easiest media story there is. So I feel for any coach under pressure. But outside of that, I'm just focused on St Kilda.
Roger, last one.
Dave spoke in the press release about you kept finding things that you weren't expecting with Max's knee, and it's been very unusual, and it's taken a long time to really get to the nub of what's been the problem.
Yeah.
How frustrating has it been?
I know, enter stage left. David, come in and answer the question. That's his press conference. It's his press release. There you go, right?
Dave, thank you. Just you made it really clear, you almost throwing your hands up in the air about just that you couldn't get it right? Just
it took us a while to actually, it's taken us till now to actually identify what the problem was. Max was experiencing spasmodically and during straight line running just some clunking in his knee. And going in and doing 2 arthroscopes. The second arthroscope, we felt we'd identified the problem, which was a bone spur. But then, he comes back out and he rehabs for 8 weeks, and at the end of a session there, we think we're over the hump, and we've gotten to the problem, but he has another clunk. So we go to Adelaide, and there's a procedure over there that we sort of went through, and that under ultrasound guidance. Being able to manipulate the knee, we were able to identify the problem, and he experienced several clunking episodes in Adelaide during that procedure, which gives us confidence that we found out what it is, and the surgeons have fixed that in the most recent surgery.
So was he under anaesthetic when he was getting that clunking? Was that?
No, it was just a diagnostic test under ultrasound.
And how confident are you now that pre-season he'll be good to go?
Yeah, look, he's 3 months away from a return to run, which puts him in the frame to do a full pre-season. So we're probably not going to know 100% until he gets back out on the track and and does some significant running. But we're pretty confident because we're able to replicate that clunking, during that procedure in Adelaide, and the surgeons, and they took a video of that, showed it to some surgeons when we brought Max back here, and we feel we've gotten to the nux of it.
Hold on. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Happy to help.